solidify, I think, the game for them, in my opinion. We've seen what it's been doing in the American scene. I just think this hero is just too overpowered to overlook. I'm surprised it hasn't been shifting its way over to the Eastern scene, and it blocks out a lot of what Bane does, Doom does, and they'll have a lot of run at you lineup, but they won't have a good pushing lineup to their team. So I think it would be a good hero to have. I don't think they'll pick it because we haven't seen it. So what else is there? There's Binge is okay, like you said, good swaps, and then make sure that they could save a lot of heroes more. You can just save that. You need a saver hero, so that's a good one right there. Shadow Demon gonna be picked up.
I'm sorry. Can we go back? Can we just rewind a little bit? What the hell is with the Bloodseeker ban? Like, why would you ban away the Shadow Demon?
Well,
Bloodseeker.
I mean, they had Bloodseeker support maybe in one of their scrims. You never know. It's not that bad. You can't get rid of the silence anymore.
Silence, right? Yeah.
Even through BKB, so
5 seconds.
it's a nice one. It's a nice hero.
I'm sorry. What's the fear here? The Bloodseeker is gonna silence up the Lifestealer, and because of that buff, it means he can't go for B.
No,
I don't know. I just don't really see it, man.
Slark is useless thinking against a Bloodseeker. You have to go regen items either.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. It just doesn't really fit IG's lineup here because they already have the Enigma. That's a very, very, like, the Enigma, one of the greedier supports. If you go a Bloodseeker too, you have no support. Like, none at all. I just don't really see IG picking up the Bloodseeker just purely to counter out the Slark and just end up trashing their lanes because of it. But maybe that's just me. Lin is going to be able to pick up the Nightstalker here as their last pick. So I actually do like their lineup quite a bit. They just have completely destroyed the Lifestealer. That's what I feel like their whole entire lineup is based around. They're like, how much can we shit on a Lifestealer? Well, we're going to go ahead and pick up a Doom, one of the best counters with his ultimate. You got Ancient Apparition, who's not bad with an Ice Blast. Bane is notorious for being able to counter out a Lifestealer. You got the Slark, who's also pretty decent in his own right. And now you have the Silence coming out from the Nightstalker as well. Like, everything is going to destroy a Nightstalker here. So I think we kind of have to hope that Luo and the Mirana is going to be able to get a lot of farm here, because I don't think YYF, I mean, they've thrown him in the offlane anyway, which is something that they actually do rather frequently. So this is something that they've run before.
Well, I do like their lineup a lot more this time. They're going to have a hard time dealing with only the Puck, maybe. But they still have the Silence from Nightstalker. He's going to be doing a lot in this early game. I think they have enough to snowball in this early game. It's going to come down to face rotations and if he can get some black holes early in this game, or and Ferrari, how he plays. Because, right, like you said, they're going to shut down this Lifestealer, it seems, and Luo. I don't know. I just think IG's team fight is still pretty good, but they have too many run-at-you heroes with LGD right now. They're too tanky, so tanky.
This is, I do like the fact, looks like Faith is going to be getting that first to 9 to trying to bring the lane back as much as possible. I think this is one of those situations where you have to run the dual lane that we were talking about earlier, which is the Enigma run with the offlaner. You deny creep, and then you run the Eidolons into the Ancients. And you try and farm that up. If you get dragons, you're screwed. It's just the way it works. You have to like tank up with your hero, but once he realizes that all of his camps pretty much are gone, and this time they will not make that failure. They did counter out that hard camp, so you're left with one camp for the Enigma, and that's the full camp.
Well, as you can see it, gonna D-ward maybe one of these. Depends on where he puts those sentries in. Right now, I mean, the YYF in the off lane here, he's going to be having another hard time. Asleep coupled with the pounce, you still can't get out of, even if you rage, you still can't get out of that. And with the chilling touch, he could go down. So he needs to play tremendously careful here.
YYF being forced out rather heavily by the Bane.
Oh,
now they're going to go Disruption. Luo lands the arrow there. They're going to be able to do a decent amount. Scorched Earth is going to come in, though, and he's going to be able to get that extra bit of movement speed and will walk away. So that's just the tankiness of the Doom prevailing so far. Faith, oh God, it happened. It happened. He threw down the counter ward and he couldn't kill the ward in time. He missed. He missed too many times, and now he no longer has the vision to be able to see the ward. Sad.
Well,
sad day for Faith.
Good thing is Doom's cooldown on Scorched Earth is another 30 seconds here. So if they get another disruption into Arrow, it might be the death of him. But Faith, he should be going, he needs to rotate. He's rotated into the enemy jungle or off lane and just keep denying. And just do dual lanes here, down here. Maybe do Ancients with YYF if he goes for the Feast first. But, well, they got the ward down finally. That's not going to be helping you too much. I mean, they have this jungle to work with. Now, he's going to get level 2 on Enigma. So, slowly but surely, working his way up in the world.
Just doing what he can. We're going to have YYF. He may actually do a little bit jungling of his own right now as he's making a rotation over. We're really going to see him trying to dive this tier 1 tower. If he can get close enough range for a slow, they might be able to kill Lin here. Slow goes off. Ferrari's going to be able to combo that up with the orb. They're still doing a lot of right-click damage. Lin will go down. Good silence goes out. Sleep dodging the silence, but it still isn't enough. IEG, they pick up the first blood on Lin, and the rotating lifestealer makes a big difference there with the open wounds.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. They had this ward scouting it out too for the Radiant side, so they knew he was going over there. They either expected him to go for the courier pickoff, but I don't know if they expected him to die. But yeah, Len was too low life there. Should have probably backed off. Probably told him, wow, Enigma just dealing with these 2 creeps. He's just gonna be dealing with these 2 creeps. Oh, actually, the sentry wards are gone. All of them are gone. So the 4-minute rune, they're gonna be not the rune. The camps are going to be respawning here. Obviously, the rune spawn at 4 minutes. So.
Yeah, he survived. He's basically been able to find whatever food he can. He didn't get completely starved out, and now he should be able to flourish now that all those camps are available to him once again. 4-minute rune. Going to be bottom. Invis is going to be picked up, but it's already been revealed by YYF, so it's unlikely that the mid is going to be caught by this one. But it is nighttime. Ferrari's going to have to play this passively.
This is one of the easiest games for Rabbit here, for Slark to be snowballing effectively if he gets the Shadow Blade into his treads or whatever he wants to go, because he's going to have a lot of free farm. The Doom is going to be able to catch up, and you're going to have this Night Stalker to be able to control these team fights. So they're deciding what they want to do middle. I don't think they can kill Ferrari unless they had another bottle charge, another void from Lin. Then maybe they could go.
Yeah, they would need to go like, I mean, with the lifestealer there, it pretty much makes it impossible. But even if Ferrari was left alone, they'd have to go for like a void, sleep, and then another void. They need the double new combo because his silence won't be able to last long enough, only at level 1. And the problem is they can't really rely on the sleep at all just because the lifestealer is there. He's just rage up and clear the sleep real quickly off his ally. Comes back in, DDC. Gets a couple of pot shots off on him, and pretty passive laning phase, which is going to go the way of IG because of the fact that they have this Enigma, who is one of the fastest junglers around. And now that his camps are cleaned up, he's going to be getting a huge gold and experience lead for his team. LGD, I mean, they don't really have the best roaming supports in the game, but I think just a good sleep should be able to catch out Ferrari. I think they need to smoke up and go gank him up.
Oh, they're going to do the exact opposite for the other team. They're going to smoke down, come from behind. You got Doom and Night Stalker setting up shop, so they decide not to go around.
Well, if they do, they're going to run right into Lin, who is now level 6, chooses to hold on to his 6 ability, see whether or not he needs to. Now that it's going to be revealed. Disruption goes down. The arrow's not going to be coming in anytime soon. Lin's just walking away from the open wounds, and they will be able to survive this as IG. Well, actually, they get the coil. Ferrari comes in from the other side. They're going to be able to catch out Yao here. Arrow does not land, but the orb will. And LGD, can they actually turn this in any way? I mean, they're behind the tier 1 tower. They need more rotations, but nobody has a teleport. Rabbit is just now going to the side lane. He doesn't actually have the gold for it. So tier 1 tower falls as well as the Doom for free. IG getting super aggressive there with 5 heroes going into that top lane, and it's not punished in any real way.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, and they're getting super greedy with their Midas on Rabbit. They want to secure, maybe going into the late game, that they're going to have something instead of just going all out aggression. So, with
silence up. Ferrari's in some trouble here. He's going to be stunned up by that one. Lin needs to be able to get that extra hit, but Moonlight Shadow goes out in time. They don't have anything. They're going to launch one, but the invis goes off again. And the lack of dust from these supports just lit 2 easy kills. Walk away.
Well, now you can see why Potom is picked a lot. If you just get unlucky sometimes, or you just play improperly when he gets the ulti, I mean, a lot of kills are missed in a lot of games because of that. So, Ferrari, they can maybe turn this around. Lin gonna dive the tower here, and well, brain sap. For some reason, I thought DD was on the opposite team for a second, so I thought, well. But
double nukes, too strong versus Ferrari. So they do finally make that rotation. I've been just aching to be able to see, so they do shut down Ferrari a little bit. But YYF, he's getting a little bit of farm in this bottom lane. They won't really be able to go on him. They can pounce, do a little bit of damage. He rages up, but he does, well, he's got base boots. He should be able to walk away. Rabbit getting low there, and is forced to pop his ultimate there defensively. That's still a decent ultimate on cooldown there, and their attempt to kill the offlaner. He just doesn't do enough damage. Like, he can land the pounce, but he cannot do enough damage to be able to kill the lifesteal. Thanks to Rage.
Yeah, nice kill in the lane. Because of that, Ferrari's gonna have to farm up another 500 gold. Instead, he would have had it already, but he's gonna Blink Dagger's gonna be online soon, and YYF and him, they're gonna be making a lot happen once he gets 6. He's only 5 now. And Faith finally level 6 on the Enigma, so 8 minutes and 30 seconds with your creep camps being blocked isn't too bad. They just need to make either these smoke ganks work, or they need to be using the Potom ulti aggressively now. Because I think they have all what they need right now, except for the Blink Dagger and Ferrari. They just need to make sure he doesn't get picked off, and I think they'll do fine.
Now, a couple times we have seen a one-position Slark go in for an Orchid after his Shadow Blade. I think that could be a pretty effective item here. He's going up against a Puck and Alliance Stealer, 2 heroes who don't go into a BKB. So I'm down with the Shadow Blade pickup for the Slark. I think you're right. He should be playing that aggressive and going in for that that ganking item. But I think an Orchid would actually be really effective if he can actually snowball to that point in time. Of course, this is going to be a great game for a Slark to snowball, as he has a lot of free food on the map. There's so many easy kills on some of these squishy heroes. Like, for example, the Rage Up Lifestealer. He can't get away if he gets pounced.
Oh,
Luo also can't leap.
Just getting spotted out by the ward. Mass pings by the Night Stalker. They know that they have
Radiant's top tower
smoke,
is under attack.
and now they're just gonna go away from it.
Yeah, just play it passively. Maybe go into the top lane and shut down Luo. Just continues to free farm. In fact, he's gonna take a tier 2. Ridiculous. They haven't done anything here to stop this. Doom still not coming forward, and he's gonna try and go for the deny here. Still sticking around. Last hit. Arrow goes out. Will be able to land, and he gets the last hit on the tower. Doom is finally up, but I mean, they saw the smoke, right? You don't want to go into a bad situation where the smoke is at. I figured they just would have gone to tier 2 and defended that tower instead of like sticking around in this middle lane. Like, what are they doing? They smoke up themselves, but it does nothing for them. In fact, they're only going to get caught here. It's DD. He's going to get picked off. Silent goes off on him. And Lin also in a little bit of trouble here as Rabbit comes in, buys him a little bit of room. Arrow goes out, but won't be able to land down anything there. It's IG. They get one quick kill. Back up with Moonlight Shadow once again.
They should be tower middle, maybe. They have a bomb going in. No more daytime. Ulti's on cooldown. I mean, no more night. And now, Night Stalker gonna be that effective. They're just gonna back out. Still haven't used the black hole, man. Just use it on one target. I mean, they haven't needed to use it though. That's the problem.
Yeah. The pickoffs that they found have just been too easy. That a black hole has never been required, but maybe this middle lane. I'm keeping my eye on bottom. They're going to be able to pick off DDC. He was so close to being able to get that Ice Blast, and they're still going to lose this middle tier 1 tower. They need to be able to fight this, but their supports aren't in range. Like, they're not making their rotation fast enough, so they lose the bottom hero. A hero on the bottom lane. Oh, Fiend's Grip does go out here, and Lil is going to get picked off because of that. So they got something. Thank goodness, LGD, they almost made a gigantic blunder there with the rotation of the bottom lane. They lost the Ancient Apparition, and they still lose the middle tier 1 tower. Your rotations are flawed if that's happening to you. If you're losing 2 different lanes like that, your rotations is the big issue. And you had heroes that I think both the Rabbit was sitting farther back near the tier 2, trying to make a rotation, I think, from the top lane into middle. But at the very least, they got the Mirana, so they got something small out of it, but it's still a big lead for IG.
Yep, and they're just getting more and more map control. 2 towers down now for them. A is finally level 6. That's the one good thing, and they'll have the mech out on Yao soon, so maybe with this they'll be able to fight. And this is the third, the third night, so they need to make stuff happen. Or is it the second night? Can't count. 4 minute.
Second night.
8 minute. 12, yeah.
It's second night.
All right.
Rotation around, they're going to be able to catch out Luo once again, get off the silent, and that will ensure the kill. So good rotation by LGD, and that also gets them a tier 1 tower. That's perfect. That's what they needed. They're going to have to make a lot of work in this second nighttime. Because the Slark isn't quite yet ready to be a dominating in all of these team fights, but it's still being led by Night Stalker. He needs to clear up a lot of room for this Slark to be able to farm up, maybe to set up a couple of kills for him.
I just hope Fix goes the Blink Dagger. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go for it. Ferrari going hunting season. He's gonna find the Doom. Do they have enough? No, he's gonna play. I thought he'd go for that creep camp.
Radiant's
but
middle tower is under attack.
Backing out. They don't know that he's. They didn't see him walking here, did they?
Yeah, but they didn't see him, but they see a lot of heroes missing. Like, the 2 top lanes are being pushed in, and bottom was pushed in really aggressively. It's right next to their tier 2, and at the time, when they started backing out, there were no heroes on the map. So everybody was missing, so even if it was just like 2-man rotation here from Ferrari, they might have thought that it was a much rotation, like a 4 or 5-man smoke. So fortunately, they do back up at the right time. Yao does have his mech. Lin still working on his second item. He's going to need a BKB here. Very, very bad. In fact, that's going to be his second item. Normally, you'd like to see a little bit that items for Night Stalker if you can get away for it, but this is not the game to try and risk it. The puck will just absolutely wreck
Radiant's
KB.
bottom tower has fallen.
Jump in, Ferrari is going to be going in on the Doom, gets the silence off, they're going to try and finish him off. Great black hole, grabbing 2, and that should both of them. Fiend's Grip goes down, Ice Blast, where is it coming? It's not coming just yet. Bait is going to take out from that one. Lin trying to get himself away. 3 heroes going to go down as IG finish off that Ancient Apparition. Potentially Lin as well, they just need a little bit more vision, they can get this purge. Lin, he's making his way out here. The arrow's going to come out. If Lil can land this, it will be the kill. Oh, Zeke's right past, able to grab Lin, and will stop his teleport just in time.
Are at an end.
Heroes go down, all in exchange for just an Enigma. And a little bit of extra farm for the Slark. Yeah, you're right.
They got a tower too. It's not terribly bad. Enigma's hole is on cooldown, but that's a lot of gold and EXP going away. So it's more worth it for IG there. Even though the Slark is getting it bigger, but that was a nice disruption from Tron. I'm pretty sure he made sure that the Ice Blast didn't went on the hero. So still, nice initiation, blowing up the Doom there, and it was another Ferrari. He used his puck silence to stop the Fiend's Grip from about to be canceled. So instead of it would have been a 1-second black hole. It was like 2.5 seconds. So a lot of good plays coming out there from IG in that span of that little team fight. And with that, they're going to be able to get this Roshan pretty easily. They have a lot of DPS. I mean, they're going to contest this, though. They should AA blast this. They should know what's going on. So, YYF might have some... He might go down if they...
Maybe they don't want to reveal it just yet. They are smoking over there. Oh, man. They're not going for it in time. Like, they had to immediately run through this river area and go in. I was hoping that LGD, they knew what was happening, and they were going to wait until they were a little bit closer for the Ice Blast. That way the Ice Blast lands, and then they actually commence the team fight, and it's a big part of it. YYF, though, is going to get picked off. Silence, easy kill for them, but 3-man well, followed up by the Silence as well. Fate does not have a black hole, but Arrow comes in. DDC able to dodge it. Yeah, now throws down that Doom on YYF in his second life, but he's still going to be able to get DDC here as the puck is able to help him finish him off. YYF will go down in exchange, but remember, that's an off-lane Lysler. It's not too bad. Ferrari getting a little bit low here, gets a great Silence once again, jumping to the orb. And with the extra movement speed from that haste rune, the Blink Dagger. Rabbit is going to be able to burst him down before the teleport. Nicely done. The Blink actually working out. I haven't really been too big of a fan. I'm right there with you for the Blink Dagger on a Slark, but I think this is the game to make it work. Up against a puck, a lot of squishy heroes basically, that ensures that your combo will actually be able to threaten them. He doesn't need the extra damage this time around.
Yeah, this is what you should have been seeing from LGD a little bit earlier in the game. I mean, their hero can just run at you, and they're all tanky except for AA. It's so hard for them to just get through any of the DPS right now for IG. They just need to get way bigger on the bottom and Lifestealer. They're relying too much on these black holes and good initiations from Ferrari. And well, he's gonna pick up a dag, and hopefully they can burst down a hero or two so they can take these team fights. But without the black hole, without a mech on their side, IG, I don't think they have enough in these team fights to contest LGD now.
As soon as the BKB is up for Lin, right now I feel like IG in the right circumstance, especially with the black hole, can contest a lot of the team fights. LGD, they've got a big tanky lineup and it's scary, but I think they can contest some of these pushes. Once LGD starts 5-manning into the tier 2, I think they can defend. But once you have that BKB and a nighttime up for the Night Stalker, that is going to be so difficult. That Night Stalker is just going to be a big old tanky beast, and most of your damage is not going to be like, the Mirana isn't really up for right-click damage. Share of his right-click damage is still magical with the Maelstrom, right? So we don't have a whole lot of physical damage coming out from her. And the Lifestealer as well, normally you would see a lot, but he was an off-lane Lifestealer. So he's also still not hitting that hard. So in general, that BKB is going to be an important pickup for the Night Stalker, and it's just going to allow him to just run train all over IG.
Well, they're going to need some BKBs on Enigma, plus some more. I mean, you have to get this Bane pick off in these team fights. He's going to be the biggest deal because he can just sit in the back, and I think he can get a lot of these Fiends grips off. Because what the only problem is for IG right now, IG has to initiate with Ferrari, Puck, and Lifestealer. That's their only initiate. So if you can counter initiate with a Fiend's grip on Ferrari after they go in or onto the Lifestealer, they're not going to be doing that much DPS as long as you just don't get picked off.
Smoke up rotation from IG. They're going to invade the enemy jungle right now, and they do have an Infest Bomb just waiting, but Rabbit seems to know something is happening. He doesn't have vision of them, but he's hiding himself in this little corner right now and just picking up only experience. He's soon going to be level 16. That's a pretty big upgrade, honestly. Slark is getting pretty scary. What do you think he goes for after the Blink Dagger, though? Because I wanted to see an Orchid, but maybe it's getting to a point where you would rather build into the late game item of Scotty.
Scotty is probably the best item. Just to deal with the Lifestealer, have more survivability tank if you do get caught out, and I think it is the best item here on the Slark.
Yeah, I agree. Just being able to tank up, like you have your two other cores picking up both BKBs and then they're naturally tanky heroes. Once you get a Scotty up on the Slark, he's probably just never going to die in these team fights.
I mean, as long as LGD they don't get caught out too much farming, I think they'll pull out a lot more on this map, just because their heroes are scaling way better into this late game, and they're not down. They're for once even in this game. So right now, IG pressing the issue though.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think they have to at this point in time. They have to try and take some extra tier 2s for some sort of good team fight, because with the Devour maxed out on Doom, plus the Midas picked up by the Slark, they're getting a bigger advantage here out of this kind of stall tactics. Tier 2 will still fall. IG are in a gold lead right now. It's going to dip down a little bit more, so more like a 3,500 gold lead. And LGD is actually ahead in experience right now. They back up. Moonlight Shadow going to go right back in here. And Lin is going to be their first target, but they kill him in time. Black Hole, no, he go in the back. 3-man coil in the backside, silence up, and Yao is gonna go down before he gets off the Doom. He gets him. Now the Black Hole goes down, catching out Lin inside that BKB. DDC trying to run away from YYF. He's still gonna be able to get the kill. One more strike. He's doomed up though. And now he has nowhere to run. He's just gonna suicide into the fountain. He's got nothing better to be able to do. Rabbit actually gets close enough to get the kill. So thankfully, with that buyback coming out from the Doom, they do lock down the Lifestealer. And looks like they traded a 2-for-3 exchange there. They lost the Mirana and the Lifestealer. That wasn't really great for IG. They lost their 2 cores.
Yeah, not enough patience from Faith there. I mean, they had Black Hole, but on a BKB unit, and they had no follow-up. So now that they have no Black Hole, they can press the issue on LGD's side. I think their team fights can be a lot better. They had a BKB instead on the Slark, so he just wants to have all the mobility in the world in these team fights. Just wants to make sure nothing picks him off except for the Black Hole. And well, I don't know if he needed it. I mean, if you're gonna need anything, you could just go even a Manta. Manta gets you out of everything that IG's doing to you. The only thing good about BKB is you can right click and you won't get disrupted or anything, but I guess it's fine. They still don't have enough damage, but they still have a lot of survivability at the same time.
Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't really feel like the BKB was altogether necessary, but if he does get caught out by bad silence, then before he's able to Dark Pact or something like that, that could be an issue. YYF, he's up in the back, and they're just pushing into this tier 2 as much as they can, but they don't have a whole lot of great physical damage. Like, their damage is very, very consistent, but they don't have a really main right clicker right now. Now we'll eventually turn into that with that pack leader's aura being able to add in a lot. But for now, it's just a very, very slow siege by them on this tier 2. And IG, they almost have that.
Should be using his darkness right now. It's nighttime. I don't understand why he's not using it.
Oh, you're right.
He should be using that. He's got a gem too. I think that was that?
There we go.
No, that was DDC's. Well, both teams have a gem. Did they already put it back in base? Did they lose it? What happened? Alright, it's still on Ferrari.
Yeah, Ferrari stayed alive in that last team fight, and he's been holding on to it. They have to get a good Black Hole here, but LGD, they're staying so very well spread. You got 2 heroes at max hitting on the tower. Now they're going to jump in. BKB is popped. Chuan defensively disrupts, but the Ice Blast is going to come in. He's definitely going down here. The rest of IG do successfully back up. That was a lot of BKBs blown, though, for just a support Shadow Demon. Maybe they can actually stop this push. As Malphus goes out, forcing away Lin. The arrow forces back the Doom. And sure enough, the tier 2 tower will stay alive for now, and I don't think you want to fight this if you're LGD. I think it's too risky with all those BKBs down. They certainly can win the team fight without the I feel like it's a risk you don't have to take here. Now they jump in, they're actually going to go in at the same time. The Invest Bomb going on down, but they're not going to be able to get the kill in time. Doom and Fiend's Grip going on YYF at the same time. Yeah, 2-man Black Hole's holding them in place, but they're too tanky. They can't do any damage to them during that certain time. Disruption trying to save Faith as much as possible, but going to be right-clicked down by the Doom. Not able to get out. Now it's going to be Chuan, who also may fall. They're starting to back up, though. They don't want to dive in too deep. They've already, I think they already need to thank their lucky stars. They want a pretty decent team fight there. No need to get too risky. Rabbit was able to snag the gem there. So despite the fact that it was dropped earlier, they still pick it up. Night Stalker went down, but all in all, great team fight for LGD. They get a tier 2, they get a couple of pickoffs, they lose a Night Stalker, but he's fine. Like, he probably got way more gold out of that fight than he lost.
I mean, this is just going to have to go into another 30 or 40-minute game for even IG to have a chance. They need to get a lot of DPS on Nyx and the bottom if they want to get into this game. They can't take any more team fights in the next, like, 10-15 minutes, it feels to me. Because these BKBs are doing too much, and they still have no DPS. They're just going to keep getting caught out here and there, and, well... Invis Rune.
Luo.
Is gonna go.
He's going to get caught by the leap, doing a lot of damage here, and he can't do anything but Moonlight Shadow, who just sits there, throws out the arrow, buys himself a little bit of room, leaps away, but Rabbit does have a blink. Yep. Easy kill for him. Even the Ice Blast was coming in. And that's a huge issue when your carry's so susceptible like that to easily being picked off. I was going to ask you earlier, do you think he should have gone a different build rather than the Mjolnir? As this one position Mirana, is there some other build you would have liked to see for him?
You always need attack speed. Yeah. I think this is the best build on Mirana. There's nothing else he can really go. They have 0 DPS. They need something, but it's useless against the BKBs. Once the BKBs do go down, maybe it'll be doing a lot more work. But there's nothing else for Mirana to really get that's amazing. I mean, she would need a butterfly and a crit stick or MKB to be doing any right-click damage. So,
what about like Yasha into a Desolator? Or do you hate Desolator?
I don't like Desolator at all on Bottom. I'm one of those people who, like, it's okay on Weaver and stuff, but on Bottom, I'm just not a fan of it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I was greeted with you in that the fact that like Mjolnir feels like his best item choice. It's just the best of a lot of bad item choices for him, because again the BKBs, like, he's just not doing as much damage due to the BKBs. It's a big issue for them.
I mean, as long as the LGD don't get 4 or 5-man black hole, it's going to be really hard for IG.
Oh, Courier. Yeah, they can't go for it. Ferrari was thinking about it, but he immediately backs up because he knew the Courier was running in that direction for a reason. A lot of heroes were on their way.
I don't think they're killing DD ever again. He just got his Ghost Scepter. How does he die in these team fights? I'm not seeing it.
Hey, I mean, he still gets bursted down. The Dagon is up on the puck. Like, just his nuke damage might be enough to kill TD, or at least put him low. They probably need an extra, like, Starstorm nuke or something like that. They've
initiated on him on the last 3 or 4 team fights, and he's lived in all of them because of the Doom right by him with the mech, and he can always use sleep on himself or an ally, and it's just doing a lot of work.
True. Last time that was a really spread out engagement, though. I think they need a little bit more concentrated force in order to kill one hero instantly if they have any hope of being able to win a team fight. Hell, just even survive. BKB was finished up by the Doom, and I think that's the sign. LGD, time to try and end this game. They've got all the tank that they need. They don't have the most damage in the world, but, well, they could probably wait for Rabbit. In fact, he's already got it. And they might be able to find Luo here.
Everybody's hiding in the trees. Nyx hiding in the trees. Bottom.
Smoke is popped. They realize DD is searching for it. Luo does have a TP away. Leaps. Teleports out, and he will be fine. And Scotty was finished up by Rabbit. So just buying themselves more time, more room to be able to farm up as they split push in this top lane. It's their only hope right now, is just split pushing. If LGD get the chance to 5-man, I see very, very little shot at them being able to win the team fight. It's all going to be on. Oh, Rabbit jumps in there, but Rage was popped in time by YYF, and he simply teleports out.
Scotty, this is too scary. Well, they can get maybe a Roshan here, but they have the wards up. A Blast now is going to come out, hits on 3. And, well, I mean, Lin, if he had his Ags up during that leap out from bottom, they could have used his darkness and they would have caught him out, but still needs a little bit more. 300 gold there. And, well, they have to back off now, and I think LGD can take this Roshan uncontested.
I think so too. I think they have, I mean, just look at the Slark's net worth. My God, 18K on him. So far ahead of everyone else. Like, Mirana is trying to stay ahead of the Night Stalker, but she's only sitting at 11K. This
they have
Slark
nothing
just
to deal with them. Like, from the beginning, it's just like, if you're not snowballing out of control, IG did as best they could, but eventually they were just going to get their tankiness up from the Doom and the Night Stalker. They could just run at them on the front lines, and Rabbit always getting these pickoffs, and just is just not looking good, especially with this map pack coming out now.
I'm just pleased to see LGD putting up a good fight up against IG. Like, even if somehow they run into like a 4 or 5-man black hole, and throw away their advantage. At least it shows that LGD is capable of beating IG. And so much of it I felt just comes down to the draft. I felt so much better about their draft this time around. Last game, no. Last game, the game before that, it was just like, how are you really going to make this work? Especially that laning phase on game 1, that was just so rough. Roshan will go down here. It's going to be at the cost of a little bit of split farming from IG, but well worth the cost there. As Rabbit picks up his Aegis, they can go ahead, teleport to this top lane, push it out, and once they get these side lanes under control, just 5-man down mid.
Yeah, I agree.
Which means IG have to go for like a smoke pickoff here. If they see what's happening, they see the impending doom, their only hope to be able to intercept that is by going for a pickoff now while the Slark or the Doom is split pushing one of these lanes.
They're just going to need a lot of kiting, and for them not to pop their BKBs and have 7 poison stacks from Chuan, and maybe then they'll get a lot of DPS on these. Well, it's just not looking good at all for IG. There's no way for them to even base. Can they do a base race? At some point they're gonna have to just split push, and they might have to trade. Because if they try to defend, they have a lot. They have Potom, Starfall, they have Puck with his orb, and they have Shadow Poison to help defend, but you still have the Slark who can just blink up there, and you have the map hack from Lin. I mean, what can they do? Black hole, that's what they can do.
That is their only saving grace right now. In fact, Faith, he's even going for an Aghanims, which is actually going to be a really big upgrade. With the new Aghanims upgrade onto Black Hole, you lay down a level of Midnight Pulse, which is already a very, very underrated ability, but it's going to be super strong up against these very, very high health heroes. The Night Stalker, the 3 cores of LGD, Night Stalker, the Slark, as well as that Doom are all having a lot of HP. So that's going to be pretty effective, but the Blink Dagger being shown off by Yao. And he's just going to be able to chase down Luo here. Can't get away from this one, as a Night Stalker will eventually catch up to him.
Well, if IG wins this, it's going to go down in the history books as something amazing.
An incredible throw.
Faith, he's going to get picked off. Nope, he's going to get down on the Fiend's Grip. Wow. The history books aren't looking to be rewritten today.
No. What's with this Night Stalker? Are you getting this animation as well? He's got the wounded animation all the time.
Oh yeah. He's the hunchback.
He's just making us as he walks around. Well, here comes the 5-man push. LGD, they've got all the control in the world onto this game. Now, it's just a simple push in, simple matter of execution, whether or not they can actually avoid the 5-man black hole. Chuan will be picked off here, and we still do not have the Enigma up. So even as they grouped up, there was little chance of IG being able to turn it. And now they're just going to beat on the tower with 2 or 3 heroes. And Enigma should never have the opportunity. They're going to jump in. Luo just gets blown up. Now YYF is going to go down as well. Rabbit showing off the huge amount of damage he has. Buybacks coming out from the Lifestealer. But let's be real here. LGD didn't use anything there. Like, the most they used was, they used the Fiend's Grip on the Enigma. Doom and Fiend's Grip are both coming off cooldown. So they're actually in a better position now than they were before. Even if all 5 are up for IG.
They still have 6,000 gold on Rabbit. I mean, if you just look at that current gold, it's so big.
He can buy back and buy routes of travel. He can have 2 lives in this team fight if he wants to.
Buy right now.
He could buy Rapier. Let's see it. That's the throw. Rapier on Slark. He dies once. Well, actually dies twice because he has an Aegis. Oh wait, never mind. Rapier, not even possible to throw.
Just buy it right now, man.
Literally unthrowable.
This game is yours for the taking.
They're playing it safe though. They the first 2 games went so badly for them. They want to make sure that they just crush IG's hopes and dreams with winning Game 3 and staging a comeback in the series. Midnight Pulse. Look at that radius. It's huge. That's actually a lot of tick damage going down on Rabbit because of it. That is ridiculous. By the way, I haven't actually seen, I haven't actually paid attention to the new Aghanims. Well, it's really the new Midnight Pulse, but when it says it lays down a level of Midnight Pulse with that Aghanim, it's the new Midnight Pulse, right? It's the gigantic AoE, or is it just inside the black hole?
It's bigger than the black hole.
Cool. So it's double gigantic Midnight Pulses.
I'm probably falsifying information since I haven't seen it, but I expect that's how it works.
I expect that's how it works too, but
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in pro play yet. I haven't even tried it in pubs yet.
Yeah, I mean, the Aghanims upgrade came in 6.8, and then the Midnight Pulse came in 8.1, so it's entirely possible it's still the old Midnight Pulse, but either way, it makes very little difference. Now they're going to start being on the range racks. They were trying to chip down this melee racks, which is the worst idea in the world. Disruption comes at a bad time. His arrow's going to miss because of it. And they're rebuffed once again, but it's nothing real dangerous here. Rabbit is able to finish off his butterfly. Goes ahead and sells his drums.
Now they're going to go all in for IG more so. And nice jump in.
Jump in, yeah, they're going to be able to lock down YYF. He's trying to turn and fight, do what he can. Feast is the only real damage he's outputting right now, though. Oh, Black Hole goes down, instantly doomed up. Well played by Yao, canceling out the only hope of IG to be able to win the team fight. They're going to jump back in here, doing a good amount of damage, but Rabbit will just walk away and regen back up if necessary. YYF comes in, DD, he may go down. DDC will be first to fall as Ferrari comes back in, gives a little zap. DD on the other side will fall to add all the extra poison damage, and maybe they can get for more here. Now being slowed up, Open Wounds goes down. He's going to be left to die here. He's got nothing else he can do. Rabbit dies in the middle lane, giving up 1,200 gold for that. They win the fight. They wipe LGD.
Radiant's top tower is under
They lost to range ranks, but that was going to go down eventually. How the hell does IG win that? That was just such a spread out and stalled fight for LGD. IG, they can't possibly come back from this. What?
Told you, man. History books are going to be rewritten.
No. It's still, like, they won't be able to take too much off of this, right? They might be able to force a buyback, or they get a tier 2, maybe some damage on the tier 3. They still don't have enough damage to really be able to take advantage of the fact that they had a 5-man fight.
Well, I mean, they picked off Night Stalker because he had no BKB, and it was pretty easy just to pick him off. Once he was down, they also got, DD, wow.
Ghost Scepter goes out, YYF can't pursue.
Arrow.
Yep, air does land, he gets picked off there. BKB was activated by Faith, but sure enough, tier 2 does go down.
Well, I asked how could he die, and he kind of like threw his life at them.
just YOLO. That's the only answer. And IG, they know they have to keep this going. They can't let LGD set up for another team fight. So they're gonna go in again. Lynn's gonna get picked off. The Ice Blast coming in. Doom already up on YYF. That was a great Ice Blast, but some of it was dodged. Ferrari trying to get himself away. Gets a good forward stab from Chuan in order to buy him some distance. And they lost Faith, but they got the Night Stalker for it. YYF, they also blew a Doom out there, but YYF does live through that one. And Rabbit, he wants to be able to find somebody here, but no one to be found.
He's going to find YYF.
He's got to teleport,
right?
bro.
He went left, though.
He's got to teleport. He just rage teleport, and he's good. If you had an MKB on Slark, or even just another big damage item, like something like a Daedalus, you probably could right-click down the Life Stealer fast enough to kill him before he teleports away.
Well, now has his eggs. Ferrari's going to get a little bit of taste of the first medicine here. And, well, Rabbit, he's going to get picked up.
Teleport, buddy! Oh, God, he's not teleporting now. He's just turning and fighting, but he's going to have to save him with the disruption. It goes out, but he's still going to be in a bad position. BKB is popped. There goes the Ghost Scepter. Oh, the leap misses, and YYF, because of that, will be able to get himself out. The blink is up for Rabbit. Really going for it. Oh, God, he's going to get caught by this. Thankfully, he uses his leap to get away there. As he had an arrow as well as Faith coming in.
3, 2, 1. Nope.
The black hole is now
Chuan, I was wondering why he didn't purge. I guess that's good. Oh, Chuan, you are gonna die. No, don't die, Chuan.
Oh, it's not gonna be enough. Chuan already healed up.
And he's got disruption.
Yeah, that too. Well, not BKB.
He's gonna die.
The Basher.
And you're gonna laugh. No, he's not gonna die.
he is actually getting somewhat close. Like, it's not close enough to be like, oh, is he going to die? But the fact that Ancient Apparition ticked him down from like above half health to almost below 10%, he was like 20% there. It's just ridiculousness of the Ags upgrade.
Well, they can do the Roshan now for
Oh
LGD.
God! Oh God! Remember Rio? Literally unthrowable. Why did I say those words? Why did I say those words? I still don't really see a way. But another team fight like that, maybe IG can actually start forcing team fights on LGD's side. Then they have a third bad team fight, and all of a sudden it's IG having a huge advantage and taking a rack. Spinlight Shadow's gonna go out. Ooh, this is perfect.
Rabbit, they just went by him. They're going to hit the
God's gonna be able to jump in, black hole! Grabbing 3, they're pulling up the Aqua's gonna be able to come in, but the team fight's already lost there. They can't do. Lin, he's gonna be cleaned up. DDC, you just gotta get out of here. Rodman, he's coming in from behind, but now he's being focused down. He turns around with his ultimate though. He's gotta get out of here. He cannot afford to go down. Arrow's gonna go out, but Luo, that was actually a pretty decent arrow, but so 2 heroes go down.
Faith being a hero, not a zero. Showing us why he's the best Enigma.
Another buyback being blown as well. Yao, but unfortunately this means Roshan's gonna fall, I think, with the double damage. Like, maybe they could do Roshan, sneak it in, but with the double damage just kind of ensured, Rabbit is taking this Rosh very, very quickly, and I don't think IG can contest Black Hole, but they're gonna sure as hell try. It's only the 3 heroes right now, but they all have all their ultimates up. Well, Rabbit should have his ultimate up before he goes down. They reveal him. They gotta jump in now. They gotta jump. Faith, he's trying to go in this side. They're gonna go in on Roshan. It's gonna get low. The Ice Blast coming in. Doom goes out. Roshan still taking out very, very slowly. It does finally fall. The Aegis, it's on the deck. Nobody's picked it up just yet. It's actually the arrow comes right through. Doesn't able to land on anything. YYF is getting low. Rabbit trying to keep himself alive. They can't quite finish it off. And finally, the Aegis picked up by Rabbit, who goes in. Luo, he leaped himself into the trees in a bad position. Chuan's gonna fall because of this, but that is GG. Was that just a slow message on the Aegis? I was just like,
no,
where the hell?
They're all on top of each other, and all of them had their items. Like Ferrari, he didn't drop any of his items, and then Lifestealer was. They were all trying to drop their items at the same time, but that A blast, point blank range, man, that did a lot of work during that.
It really did. Mass buybacks coming out from IG, so they are going to be able to defend, but that Aegis is still such a big advantage. That was their one big hope. If they could just win that team fight, they had the advantage, well, a numbers advantage anyway. But unfortunately, Rabbit is just too damn big with that butterfly. They couldn't put out enough damage. He was able to live long enough for his Shadow Dance to come off cooldown. And then just, he steals too many stats at that point in time. He's going to turn around. Ferrari, who just blew his orb. Now with the blink too. Oh, God. Good Scythe of Ice, though. And still going to be held up. No Fiend's Grip, though. DD, he needed the extra range. Couldn't get in close range for the sleep. And Fiend's Grip was on cooldown.
Yeah, those buybacks are going to hurt them. As long as Doom, they could just bring the Doom middle in with 3 lives or so over on Slark. It's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a hard one. They need another big black hole. He's still 200, he's still 1,000 gold away from the Ags 2 on the Enigma. So he's not dealing as much DPS as he needs to be doing. And, well, here comes the smoke down middle. Gonna be here. Black hole just got off cooldown. Rabbit's just gonna go YOLO. Where's my cap at? There's a black hole in 2. Cat's dying, guys. Oh my gosh, there's a Fiend's Grip. And Fate's dead. No black hole.
God.
There he is.
Doom, it's still, the buyback's gonna come out from Night Stalker, but he's still gonna be okay. They're cleaning off heroes. IG, I don't think they're gonna live through this one. DD, he's got so much poison sacks, but they didn't actually pop him in time. Oh, the arrow lands on Yao. Rabbit's going back in. He's got the Aegis still. He's trying to go on Luo, but he has to back away from this one. He may lose his Aegis. Poison wasn't quite enough. And damn, these empty batteries. DD, oh God, what is he doing? Rabbit, he finished off the support gems on the deck. Lin's gonna be coming in. Luo, this is dangerous position. Oh God, he leaped the wrong direction, right into Rabbit's hands. And he can't see him though. Moonlight Shadow. It protects him.
blink,
Lin can't get there in
yeah.
time. Oh, they see him just in time. They get the pounce, and that means it's all over now. It's all over. LGD, they staged a very, very small comeback, but literally unthrowable. Still stays true. My mic pack died, and I had to put in old batteries here, and now it's still done.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Wow. What's the battery sponsors? Maybe you need some new ones.
I think so.
Duracell's very useless here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't even know what the other.
That's going to be at least a tier 3. And Buyback's coming out from Luo, but the rest of LGD are just going to be able to back away, and nobody should be getting caught. Maybe DDC, but even then it's going to be small pickups. Oh god, the arrow! Ooh, no, they can't do anything.
Can't do it.
Too many heroes.
Thanks for that.
This Doom keeps dying. They have to keep waiting on him. Poor Yao. It's kind of hard to fight when you don't have your Doom, because you still do need him just to control these team fights. Well,
chunk these batteries out of here.
all right, we got another smoke from the same place. They're gonna do the same thing, rinse and repeat. No Enigma Black Hole.
If you fail the first time, just try again, right? I mean,
Why wasn't a fail?
they can afford to
still
do
have
these
Aegis.
sort of things, though.
Yeah, they got Aegis still on Slark, and Ferrari might get caught out here.
Jump in, they're going to go for Lua first. Good disruption. He's going to be able to buy him a little bit of time, but he's still going to come back in a bad position here as he's doomed up and quickly focus out. Lane gets a little bit low there, but the Line Stealer couldn't finish him off. Now the Fiend's Grip goes off. Good cancel by Ferrari on the backside. Going in on Lin, but the sleep goes out. Still going to be able to finish him off on the ring side, though. They're just being chased down. Raven is killing every one of their heroes. He does finally kill up the Night Stalker, but the GG is called. It's just Ferrari left alive, and all he did was kill one of the weaker of the 3 cores. So that's going to be it. LGD making a comeback, man. Now it's 1-2. They don't just go out in a quick 3-0 by IG. They do stage a bit of a comeback. Well played by...
IG were staging